offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
Here's 1st and 10. Once again, it's Gibbs. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
So you're on the sideline and you're watching the other team go right down the field and score on their first drive. As a play caller, you have to be careful that it doesn't throw you out of your initial plan coming into the game. They wanted to establish some ground game here early, and that's exactly what they did. Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
He'll work forward for a couple. This time it's the veteran Eric Armstead on the tackle. It is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. His first catch of this Super Bowl. And good for the first down. Here's Gibbs. And a nice gain there on first down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. In motion comes Pittman. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. And his momentum completely stopped there. Picked up, thrown down for a loss. Jason Sanders on to try the field goal. This will be from 42 yards out. Sanders' kick is good. And the Seahawks are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Right away, they'll set up to throw. That's taken in by Achane. 18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They face 2nd down and 7.
It's hilarious.
Now they'll set up to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. That is Jalen Carter, the Georgia product, barreling in for the sack. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Working free downfield, it is Williams. 2nd reception of this Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. So, 1 quarter down here on Super Bowl Sunday. It's the Ravens out front. And we're back to South Florida after this. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
There you go. What's up, Broski?
They'll throw.
How you feeling?
Short throw taken by Pitts. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
I got the live
I used to say this is day one install. Every
watch the game,
single
man.
offense in the NFL has this sort
I
of
couldn't hear you on the phone, man. I don't know if
especially for the
you was
tight end
absent or
position.
what.
Depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end,
I don't see no line.
it can lead to
I
something.
was in a party.
On 2nd down, A-check. He'll get this inside the 20, a nice run. They're in the red zone. It's 1st down.
Second down at these distances, Mike, pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground.
On YouTube.
The offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5.
Do you like my money, right? I got
Once again,
50.
it's that one never got started. Too much defensive pressure. They dropped him in the
I got
backfield.
59 cents.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down.
Just checked.
On 3rd down, they'll throw from the gun. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. Trying to get it to Kyle Pitts. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd
Your
down.
YouTube channel.
The ball downfield, looking for the
It's just
touchdown.
a
Now as it brings up
King
4th
store or
down.
some shit like that. I'm trying to see
It's
what going
close.
on.
You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
I put it in the chat. I don't know why it ain't popped up. Yeah, it's in the chat. The KO Madden League is in there. You don't see
This
it?
is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
I'm sending it to you now.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking middle of the field. It's complete. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Next way to start the drive here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way.
And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. That's going to be caught. It's Marvin Mims. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. His first catch of this Super Bowl. And good for the 1st down. He'll drop to throw. Can't hang on through the contact.
Baby.
It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Got it into the hands of Mims. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level, and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball. Everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
And he will get into the end zone. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Now remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off.
So they definitely didn't want to do that again. So really solid drive from start to
The point by Sanders is good. Seahawks will tie things up. It's now 10-10. All level at 10. As this one's kicked off. Start the 4. Now, on the return, he has lost the football. And this is
What the hell?
defense. Special teams comes through again. We don't talk about it nearly enough, but sometimes the biggest plays of the game happen like that one. The kickoff return, fumble, recovered, and momentum swings again.
Everybody loves to see a big return, Mike, but the priority of any kick return unit, just give your offense a chance to possess the ball. And in this case, they don't do that. They turn the ball over, and now they find themselves back out there on defense.
Here's 2nd and 9. Well, he just does beat the play clock as he'll set up to throw. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. And he'll let it go deep for Johnson.
I can tell you from firsthand experience, Mike, that is a lonely and long jog back to the huddle. I mean, you're an inch away from being the hero with the deep touchdown. Instead, you let it go through your fingertips, and you got to come back to the huddle and try again. And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in that landing zone, the ball only comes out to the 20-yard line. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achane. Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. And next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
Now, Achane. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. He's hit.
Oh my, yo, what is going on?
The Seahawks scoop it up.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the
He just
catch.
keeps fumbling,
But
bro.
before
What
it
the
turns
fuck?
into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just
This game is ass,
you
bro.
got to secure the ball before you
This
become
game
a
is
runner.
ass.
A big play here in the big game. 31 yards. In the red zone now. He'll drop to throw. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. The Seahawks are going to be looking at a 1st and goal. They move it down to the 4.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
I'm right there, bro. There's nowhere in the world that happens, bro.
It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
This shit is
Doesn't
bad,
get much
bro.
better than that.
Shoot
Had he
fumble.
gotten there just a little bit earlier, he probably draws the flag a little late. And it's probably a touchdown.
Line of scrimmage remains the 4-yard line. It's second and goal. Now Gibbs. That one only good for a gain of 1 to the 2 to set up third and goal.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up third down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
They'll run with Gibbs. And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's fourth down. Looking for that final yard. It's third and goal. It's the quarterback with the sneak. And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's fourth down.
How about this for a goal line stand, Mike? Your back's against the wall, back-to-back plays you hold tight. They set themselves up here to defend a fourth and goal try.
So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Seahawks going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. This one taken at the 7. A good return as he takes it across the 30. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for first and 10. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Second and 7. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack. Now timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second. Clock will stop just under 30 seconds to go in this second quarter. Throwing now on third and long. He fires downfield for Pitts. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
You know, Mike, drastically different things waiting for these two squads on the sideline as they run off. I mean, we can hear the defensive sideline celebrating all the way up here. I mean, back-to-back drives, they come away with the takeaway. Now, on the offensive sideline, There's no celebration awaiting. It's coaches looking to gather their guys together and say, look, we've got to have ball security. If we don't protect the football, we have no chance.
And he's going to have a first down. They get into field goal range here at the 29.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that any time a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. You just saw a great example of it here.
Trying on the left side and caught by Pittman. That's his third catch of this first half and good enough for a first down.
Now this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective. So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. 2 quarters left in the NFL season as we decide a champion. Back underway here at the Super Bowl. Now an opening past the 30. And this will wind up working out well. He's going to take it up to the 40-yard line. Good return. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Mozzie Smith, the former first-round pick, makes the play. Here's a 2nd and 9. Whistles look like the right side got an early jump there. Let's check the flag. They'll run it to the right here with Gibbs. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
You have to wonder if next time does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play. It was clear before the ball was snapped this was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
Yo, why aren't you picking it off, bro? Like, come the fuck on.
The most important stat, Mike,
Ooh,
to determine
this shit.
wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential. Your ability to protect the ball and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Throwing now from the gun. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming.
You okay, baby?
And at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. He's got it! And he's going to take this one all the way. 76 yards. field and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
And he is into the end zone. The two-point conversion is successful. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line.
It wasn't me, baby. That was Malcolm in the middle.
First and 10 now from the 36. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Comeback route, and he's got it. 15-yard pickup there. It's good for a Seahawks first down. A run up the middle, it's Gibbs. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw.
Come on, bro.
What a play. Second time they've connected on this drive. And 19 yards out of this one. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Back to throw. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to
Joe,
get the
what
first
is
down
going
here? Or is
on?
the idea to just make
Like,
third
what's
down
going on?
manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down? There was no hesitation from the quarterback. From the jump, he knew where he wanted to go with that ball, but it still leads to an incompletion. They're just still not quite on the same page.
So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on 3rd down. Trying to get away, but he will not. They finally run him down.
Once the quarterback leaves the pocket, the hope is that it buys him a little time to allow second reaction from his receivers downfield. What he's not accounting for is the speed of a lot of these defensive ends in the league, Mike. He closed that distance a lot faster than I think the quarterback anticipated, and he comes away with a sack. So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Are you going through something? I think worse. Yeah, I think you do, baby.
They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. And he'll find some space, taking it for 6 out to the 26-yard line. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Here's a third down and 4. He's got his tight end. That's Pitts. Second reception of this Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. A run out of the gun with H.J. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
On the carry, here's H.J. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss, and it's second down. Here's a give to H.J. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's third down. That's caught left side by Pitts. He needed 13 and got 14 for the first down. On the handoff, this is H.J. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
This caught right side by Worthy. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
It's a gain of 10 yards. Good for a Raven first down.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away.
Trying to avoid tacklers there.
What the fuck was that, bro? Come on!
So the biggest thing that stands out here, Mike, is the fact that the defense just continues to pursue to the ball. Every defense focuses on get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible, because if the guy in front of you, he misses the tackle or he falls down, you have to be there to make up for it. And the pursuit to the ball is not only how they're able to get him down, it's ultimately how they're able to take the ball away.
They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And a nice
Shit is
game.
ass,
This
bro.
to about the 23-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Set to go now on 1st and 10. We'll try the right side this time. And that one shut down pretty quickly.
This nigga
They'll get
fucking
back to
fumble
the line
wants
of
to go.
scrimmage.
Oh
Nothing
my
doing.
god, bro. Fucking hate this game, bro.
1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. And Sunday Night Football continues after this. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. they'll set up to throw.
Wow.
Got a man downfield. It's Mims.
Yeah, you got this
He's
one.
taken down
I'm not doing this
inside
anymore.
the 40-yard line.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot.
And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Michael Pittman. Touchdown, Seattle. Sanders here for the extra point. He's got it. And the Seahawks will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He's going to let this one go for Worthy. And he will take this one in. 70 yards. Touchdown, Baltimore. Big moment here for the Ravens, as they will go for the two-point conversion. They'll look to throw. That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Dax Hill. He works free, right side. He's inside the 30. And he's going to make it all the way to the end zone. How about a pick two? 2 points going the other way. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return.
What the fuck is that? What is that?
Inside the 30.
They just doing random shit for this nigga, bro. They just doing random shit for this nigga, bro.
94 yards. Touchdown, Seattle. You talk about a response. After the offense goes down the field and gets a touchdown, the special teams unit comes back to get the 6 right back for the other side.
And I've been there, Mike. You find yourself on offense, you watch your opponent go down and get a touchdown, and you're saying amongst each other, you're saying, hey, we're going to get the ball back. Let's go get one of our own. But in this case, the return unit says, no, offense, you stay on the sideline. We got this. And they go back and get a score of their own.
After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. Here's Darius Davis to return it. Oh, yeah. He's to midfield. And they will finally track him down, but not before he takes this to the other side of midfield.
So, Mike, leading up to the Super Bowl, one thing we talked a lot about was the impact special teams would make. And here we get a huge play in the return game. I mean, you think about Desmond Howard, my old teammate Devin Hester, Percy Harvin. They've all had touchdown returns in the Super Bowl, and that was nearly another one.
Back to throw here to begin the drop. A ball deep for the end zone.
Where's the flag at, bro?
Incomplete.
That's ridiculous, bro.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
Back to the air once more on second down. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump, and they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
They'll look to throw again. And he will score! Game on! Kyle hits! Touchdown, Baltimore. Point after now from Dicker. The kick is good. And the Ravens will cut the deficit to 7. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. This will be returned from the 6. And they'll be
Why do they
set
keep
up
doing that,
well
bro?
as he is past the 35-yard line. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. Now a give to Gibbs, running right. A nice pickup, moving it across the 40. We'll give him 6 on that play. They'll come up now for second down and 4. Once again, it's Gibbs. He gets close to the yellow line. Tackle made at the 46. This crowd into it now as we get to third down. He'll look to throw. He's got his man right side. It's
Yo, what is going on?
his first catch of this Super Bowl.
What the fuck is going on, bro?
For the first down.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense. You don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock, but the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the fourth quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that third down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up first downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. He'll drop to throw. To the right side here. Pass is caught. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9. And third down coming up.
Running these underneath crossing routes, you wouldn't imagine lead to a lot of explosive plays, but when done right, if you can get the receiver in open space and get the ball in their hands, there's a lot of opportunity for big run after the catch and generate chunk plays.
They'll throw here on third and short yardage. Open man right side.
Yo, what is they doing?
And he's going to have the first down taken down after
Like,
a
come
short pickup
on.
of 5, but it will keep the drive going. Straight ahead with Gibbs.
This nigga
And
just
this takes him into
doing
the red zone.
wild
He's
shit,
brought
bro.
down inside the 20-yard line.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
That is a gain of 15, and now it's first and goal.
What a great run down here inside the red zone, Mike. It's so important that you still can run the ball. Great job here by the back. I thought for a minute he was going to score. He gets it all the way down inside the one, and I wouldn't be surprised if they let him finish this drive off.
An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. First down and goal. Here's Gibbs, and he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Jahmyr Gibbs, touchdown Seahawks. That is second touchdown of this Super Bowl. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a two-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it, once you get a two-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Now Sanders on for the extra point.
Why are you crying on me?
It's up
And
and through. And the Seahawks tack on one more to their lead. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. Davis now to return it. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. They'll come up here, first and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to let this one go for Worthy. That ball broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on first down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up second down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw.
Yo, this game is phony, bro. Come on.
Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. He lays out and makes a spectacular catch. A big play here in the big game. 47 yards. They'll look to throw yet again.
Oh, my God.
In the end zone. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as it'll come out to the 20.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
They hand it to Gibbs. Room to run at the 35. And he's out of bounds, up beyond the 40-yard line. Now, faking the give. He'll get
How?
and complete it. And he's going to be taken down.
This game is weird, bro.
Take us to the 2-minute warning.
This shit is weird.
So, first and 10 now from the 30. On the handoff, this is Gibbs.
Wow.
And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the fourth quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
First down, and they stick with Gibbs. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
This is the moment in the game, Mike, where it really matters to have a run game. You find yourself winning here late. You want to try to run the clock out and finish with the ball. And boy, do they ever. Give credit to this offensive line and running back. They came through when their team needed him the most.
And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.